Hi guys, welcome to Mark Bayeski YouTube channel. How are you all doing today? It's a beautiful day today. It's mid-afternoon now here in Laurel Canyon, and I've been doing my washing. Went down to laundry. Yeah, it's been a lovely day. Enjoyed it. Even at laundry, it's a lovely day. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much guys for all your messages. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for your understanding over the past few weeks of the videos that I've created. Some of them with content very taboo, and most of you were very kind and understanding, and a lot of you could see my passion and frustration and sometimes aggression, which I've said to you many times before. I am just like you guys. I have emotions like everybody else, and what I feel. I'm very protective over certain people and care that nobody gets hurt, and I try my best to be as balanced as possible. But you know what guys, I trip many times, make many mistakes, and I always like to remind myself that in the mirror every day. I am human. I'm living an earthly experience. I am spiritual inside, but I'm still here to make mistakes and learn and grow from them. Judgment within all of us is there. Ego within all of us is there. Fear and all those emotions that we go through from day to day are always there. But the secret to me is recognizing them and becoming stronger than them, meaning that we let them go quicker and we don't allow that suffering to stay with us too long. So I still totally believe that we all have to go through the knee jerks, the frustrations, to the point where we say, you know what, this isn't good for me, and then we let it go. So yeah, it's a great day today. One of the things that many people have been talking to me on social media is about why we go through certain suffering and why things happen which would be deemed as negative. And I do understand that for a lot of reasons, but I think the outcome for most of us is that we can look back and see through the suffering that there is some kind of either pattern or something there that has helped us understand life a little bit more. I'm going to give you for example, and I've got lots of them, but I think one of my favorite examples about suffering was I had a dear friend who was one of my first mentors, and she helped me along my journey very much become more aware of myself. She gave me the tools, and I guess more so, she gave me the confidence. And I think a lot of people out there will look at me and say, oh Mark, teach me how to be spiritual, teach me how to be more psychic, teach me how to be more intuitive. Really, a good teacher doesn't teach you how to be that. They encourage you to believe in yourself, to be that very person that you are. So Shirley did that to me. There was often times when I didn't believe in myself, or I didn't believe in what I was seeing or feeling, and she encouraged me and said, no Mark, listen to yourself, listen to those feelings, clear the doubt. And I think that's a good mentor, somebody who's always encouraging you to believe in yourself. And then once you break the barrier, once you smash through that wall of fear, then all of a sudden the flow becomes so beautiful. And that's what happened to me. I remember I was sat, we were in a group, there was 5 of us, 5 beautiful souls. One was a school teacher, John. One was a dear lady called, again, Shirley, and a lady called Lisa, who was a hairdresser, and then there was me. I'm not so sure if there was another person, but yeah, at least it was a small group. And I remember we would come to Shirley's house, and she would first start by saying, I channeled some messages last night. And she would read, and one of the messages she channeled for me was a very potent message, because I wasn't really into wanting to do anything. I was just sat in this room listening to what was going on. I'm finding it fascinating. And she said, Mark, you can either be a healer or you can be a spiritual guide, but you also can be both. And that was the message she gave me, and she gave it to me on a piece of paper. It was a lot longer than that, but that was the gist of it. And I never even batted an eyelid. I didn't even know what she was talking about. But I said, oh, thanks. I didn't really know what she meant because I didn't know what a spiritual guide was. I had no idea what a healer was because I'd only just started the journey. And looking back now, I can see, wow, that's exactly what happened to me. I became that what she channeled. And from there, that's what I did. I started channeling for people who used to come to see me, and then all of a sudden after 10 years, I became a teacher and a guide, doing exactly the same thing, encouraging people and receiving information and sharing that. Well, I remember looking back when I was on my journey and doing pretty well. I was traveling the world, going all over the place, different countries, working for different people, and I had a message, and the message was, hi Mark, it's Shirley, I've got cancer. And of course I was devastated, and I said, okay Shirley, well, you know what, you've created me in your loving way, and I'll do my best to help you every single day. I'll come down from now to Marbella. I'm on the mountain. Marbella is about an hour away, and I had a motorbike. And I said, I'll be there round 12 o'clock, and I'd do it maybe twice or three times a week. Anyway, there was one day that for some reason my last client was done, but I'd overstretched the client by an hour. So I was late to go to see Shirley. And I know it was very important to her as well as to me. So I wanted to be there, but I was late. And instead of ringing her saying, look, Shirley, I'm going to be late, I did the most silliest thing. I got on the motorbike and started going faster than I should. And as I was approaching a roundabout, what I didn't realise is the night before there was rain. And when it rains in Spain, what happens is that the ground, the tarmac, the oil from the road lifts up to the surface. So as I was going around this roundabout, my motorbike went into a skid, and I skidded and flew off my motorbike and landed on my shoulder. And if you can see that there, it's meant to say healer of hearts. Don't ever get a tattoo done in Thailand. Can you see it? Look, it's meant to say healer of hearts. I might get it covered soon. Anyway, that was there covered because there was that there, from there to there is where my arm was cut open, and inside here the amazing doctor worked on putting a metal plate right the way down to here, and I've got 9 pins in there. So from that moment on, I couldn't work at all, and I couldn't give Shirley any healing on a one-to-one level. It was all done via absent healing. Shirley passed into the light, bless her, and her picture is on my wall in the healing in the academy. And I have many stories about Shirley that I share with the students who come to learn. But ultimately, when I discuss the subject of time and where should we be and what should we be doing at any given moment, that is something to me that is so profound that I realized at that moment, you should never rush. You should never worry about time, because you can see what can happen. And you look back and you think, you know what? It means nothing. In fact, if anything, it's kind of dangerous when you are racing or rushing to get somewhere. To get where? What is time? It's just an illusion. It really is just an illusion. What does it mean? You know, if we took time and threw it away, and we went on a flow. Imagine this as a world. So whoever we would meet, when we would meet, we would just bump into each other at that given moment. Imagine a world where synchronicity brings you together with the right people at the right time, and your thoughts are, well, I'll go to visit somebody, and if they're not there, it was because they're not meant to be there. But if I bump into certain people at certain times, it was because it was meant to be. Imagine a world like that. Can you imagine? Never. It won't ever happen. But if you can try and bring a little bit of that into your life, and not get upset when people don't arrive on time. When you think you need to be at a certain place at a certain time, and you're not panicking and causing stress to your life, you're going to save yourself probably 5 years. You're going to add 5 years on top of your life. You're going to look younger for a lot longer, because the worry and fear of, oh my God, what are they going to say if I'm late? What if where? And then the anger of, why aren't they here? They don't respect me, and oh my God, that really is an altogether negative energy, both from both sides of that coin. So the you would ask, well, why did that accident happen to you? And I would now say, looking back, um, yes, it was the most painful moment of my life, not only because I had to see Shirley move into the light, and I really couldn't help as much as I wanted to. However, looking at a more positive side of life, to the coming and going of spirit as we do every day, what what else did I really truly learn from that? I learned to respect time. I learned to respect my time. I learned to respect and trust where I am is where I'm meant to be at any given moment, and where I'm going is exactly where I'll be taken at that given moment. I do have utmost respect to be on time for people, but I do not allow it to take over my life and rule my life. So I am in control of time. Time is not in control of me. That is what I believe I learned from that. Now, does that sound bad? Yes, it does. What you're saying, that you had to lose somebody to learn that? No, not at all. And that's not what I mean. But part of my understanding of life is, after the most painful situations, what can we take from that to see as a positive rather than just a negative? So even in my darkest times, even the most painful moments, I have learned to pull out the positive in everything and grow from that. So Shirley's in my heart every day, every week, and she's on my wall. I talk about her and keep her flame alive. And that's another thing. And she comes down often and helps me in various ways to help heal other people when it's a very traumatic moment of what you would consider to be called a possession, which is very rare but has happened. Shirley is always there, and that's because when I first started working with Shirley, I was taken over at one point by a friend's son. That's another story, and she helped clear that away, and that was the point where I was never going to do this work again. And she said, Mark, this is very rare. It's like 1 in a million chance for this to happen, but you needed to learn this to be able to help others, and I guess, Mark, that's what you will do in your future. And she was bang on. I ended up doing a lot of work clearing a very few amount of people, I've got to say, but it became very easy for me to do. So I hope that means something to you today. I hope you like the story. I think there is a moral at the end of the story as well, and a very positive light as well. There was no way I would have ever have written The Diary of an Accidental Psychic, which was my first book. There was no way I could have ever have written that, because I was so busy doing one-to-ones day in, day out, going all over the world, and my work had to stop because I couldn't move my arm, obviously. I had to have a lot of work done on it, and every day I had to go into a swimming pool and exercise it, and that took 6 months, 3 months to heal, and then 3 months to really work hard and get it up to at least 98% stretch now above my head, so it's okay. So I guess that those 6 months I had nothing else to do apart from work on my arm and work on The Diary of an Accidental Psychic. And with the help of Arlene Cashman, who was at that time a really dear friend, we sat down together, ate many mouthfuls of carrot cake, and wrote The Diary of an Accidental Psychic in that time, which became a pretty good book, and people loved it, and they do till this day. So there's the moral of the story. Out of every sad, hurtful, painful situation in life, there is always a positive within it. there is always a beautiful light that we can see, and we can take from that and grow from that. And I hope this means something to you today. And if you're going through pain or suffering and you ask yourself, why are these things happening to me? Try your best to look for the positive within the darkness. Try and see the light and what you could learn from that. Be honest with yourself. Be truthful with yourself. Try not to bring the energy of blame or hate within any situation. Try and look for the positive, and by doing that, you will heal faster. You will clear that issue quicker, and the challenge will disappear, and you'll become stronger. And then you will be proud of yourself. Even in the most darkest of moments, you can shine your light, and you have that light. The choice is yours. So you can live in fear, you can live in blame, or you can choose to look for the positive in even the most painful of situations. The choice is yours, as it is me. So I'm learning every day, and when I slip, when I knee jerk, when I get upset, when I get angry with situations, I have to stop, or somebody will say something to me. I'll go, oh my God, thank you for telling me that. You're right. I'll fight with it a little bit first because I'm a bit stubborn, but then I'll always look at it more, go for a walk, think about it, and then be honest with myself, be truthful with myself, you know. And by doing that, you end up growing and becoming a happier soul. And you know what? It's not so bad when I look at myself and say sometimes I'm a real idiot and a fool, and I do make mistakes. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a good thing, that we can hold our hand up and say, you know what? I make mistakes. I'm stubborn. I'm this. I'm that. I say the wrong things sometimes. We're allowed at least one mistake a day, guys. So there you go. You're allowed at least one mistake a day, and I'm allowed at least 3. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this chat. I hope some of it made some sense to you. And just so you know, because you may have forgot, you're the most beautiful soul in the world. Never stop shining, never stop falling, never stop picking yourself back up, and never ever stop believing in how amazing and gifted and beautiful you truly are. From my heart to your heart, thank you for subscribing to Matt Bayeski YouTube channel this beautiful day. Take care, guys. Bye.